Hi guys, it's Cole from the Two Traders. Hope you've all had a nice Easter weekend in isolation. Weather was pretty good. Not so good today. Pretty cold outside and windy, and I won't be stepping out. So all I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how I break down the charts, and I'll run you through it and show you what I expect to happen as I see certain patterns developing, certain levels being hit. Okay, not every single thing I'm going to say is going to be right, and the market's not going to move in the exact way that I say, but I'm right more than I'm wrong, which is quite important. You are going to be wrong as well at times. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to scroll back, keep going back until I'm happy, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to move the chart along from this area, like this one bar at a time. Okay, so we can see what's happening with the market. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark on this needs a zone rather than a level. Okay, and we'll extend that as I move this chart along, and it looks like we need a zone on the bottom here as well. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, we've got a strong resistance level up here, and we've got a support level which seems pretty strong down here. Okay, next one is down at this level. I'm going to mark on 2 just because it's quicker, like that. So we've just seen the market kind of in this consolidation, I suppose, and then we've hit this area here where we're getting lower highs, okay, and we did have a lower low from here to here. But what we've seen is the market from here is go up, make a higher low, trapping people in, making people think it's a buy, and then when we got to this is where the big boy money is, and that's where we've sold from and pushed back down. Okay, so let's have a little look as we go along. We'll look at when we break out of here, when we would be looking to sell. Okay, we're just going to extend zones along. Right, okay, so we can see a breakout. Oh, I can't extend that right now. So we can just see a breakout here on the far right. Okay, I wouldn't initially look to sell that straight away. You're probably going to see that come down, pull back a little bit. There we go. And we've got a pull back. So we've just come back into this area here. So that was a fake out. Okay, and that's why I wouldn't have looked to sell that. Not that I knew that was a fake out. I was waiting for the next move to see what was happening. So coming back up, we do have this higher high here. So we've got the higher lower low. Let's see what the market wants to do next. Okay, so it's playing around now at this zone. It looks like it's going to make another lower high, but we'll see. There we go. We've made one. Okay, so now we're breaking back out of that zone, back in. Just going to extend this along again. But what I'm also going to add on now is this level. Okay, because we've come back up and tested that one now. And you can see by these wicks as well, it looks pretty solid level. So we'll see how it reacts if we come up to that level. Right, okay, now we're looking like we want to have a move to the downside. How can we see that? We've got this high here, we've got a lower high there, and this looks like it's going to be a lower high, and we're creating a lower low. Okay, and we broke below this level. Go straight through the middle of that wick. Okay, so we come back up and retested, and now we look like we're going to head lower. And there we go. Okay, what the market's done there, so we've seen a nice clean break, which was perfect, out of this area. So we'd come back in, and what we've seen is a dash back inside to make it look like a fake out. And these guys here that are selling have decided now is a good time to pick up their sales again and get in the market, and that's why we've seen that market drop down. and we've made a lower high now, if you can see that just down here. And this looks quite a strong move. There we go. Okay, so we could look at this as a well, it's not an exhaustion candle because of the previous candle. It's not too much bigger than that one, so it may be a slowing down of the move, but we'll see. Okay, it looks pretty solid now. We're moving down. See, if I was trading this on a daily, what I'd be doing here, we'd be looking, because we've got this nice lower high here, and we've come down from this one. You could look at start selling from there, looking down on the hourly, on the 30-minute chart. Okay, so this green one here looks more like an exhaustion candle to me. It's a decent size compared to this previous one, and it's finished bullish. Okay, it's not enough to turn that market round just on its own, from my point of view. Reason I say that is it's been a strong move down, so I'd want to see, if I was going to start buying this market right now, I'd want to see a much bigger wick than that. Okay, but it is a good sign. And there we go, the next candles, let's bring that back one. We've seen, like I said here, for me it's not a strong enough move. We've seen the market try to go up, but there's still a lot of sellers in that market that want to push that market down, okay? So now it's about, let's see if we make a lower high, or let's see if we want to push up. Okay, so we're going sideways now, which could signify that we start to head back up in a minute. There we go. So we've gone sideways. When a move comes down like this, a strong move like this, and you see that sideways move, and when we break out that top side, it's normally a good sign that we are going to break up. Now we did move up from here, so a good buy could have been from this breakout, and you'd have caught quite a few pips on that move there. Now it looks like this is what we've got to check now. Are we making a lower high? Are we going to make a higher low? So we've gone back sideways and back down. Okay, so look, what we can see here, the market developing. So we've made a move up from that sideways move. We've come back into this previous area. If I pull that out, you can see here, we've come back into there and we've rejected it. And we've started to make lower highs. Look, 1, 2, 3, and we've pushed lower, okay? And again, that's a strong move down. Let's see what the market wants to do next. So if you had entered this trade here on the sell on the lower high, you'd have looked to get out maybe around this level here after you've seen 2 green candles. Let's keep this moving and see where we come out. Right, I wouldn't want to be into the market now. We've come back up to this level here. We've tested this level. I wouldn't initially be looking to do anything right now in this market. I'd be looking for its next move and see what it offers. Okay. Right now it's going a bit sideways. Sorry, let me move that out of the way for you. Starting to make lower highs, but it's not a strong move because when we look at that, there's not a lot of momentum carrying that on. You can see the market coming down and a strong move back up, so it's quite balanced between buyers and sellers, and we're not really sure where we're going. Now we could measure the next move, so I think that was that one, and we could look and see. Well, let's see what this one's doing. Let's see if that move down bigger. Okay, it's a similar move down and a similar move up. Okay, so I wouldn't want to be getting into that market. It looks like a bit of a trap because what people will be seeing is them lower highs, and they'll be thinking, right, we're going to sell. Yeah, it's not like here when you had this lower high, because that if you look how healthy this move is. Yeah, you can see that pullback's a lot less. Okay, so this is a kind of move that would be perfect to look to execute, where these ones are more of a trap to try and what you're trying to see. What you're seeing here is the strong buyers down at this area, are trying to trap people just to get that market to come down so they can pick up more buys. Okay, so let's move this on. We go one at a time. Okay, so it starts to look like we're going into the uptrend. We do have a higher low, and if we look at that, that pullback's not too bad either. Okay, so if you could look at a buy here. For me, I wouldn't. There's too many levels here that I'd want to see how they play out first. So at the moment, again, it's a no man's, and what we're seeing there as well, we're starting to see that overall consolidation. Okay, clearly see that bouncing around in that area, and this is, remember, this is previous support, now resistance. So that's what we're struggling to get through. Oh, where have we gone? Should have written that date down. I don't know where we were now. I'm sure I'll find it. Let's pull that chart out. Right, so we were here, weren't we? Right, let's move it on and see where we're going. Okay, still bouncing around, Nice. Pull that out and extend that. I'm going to mark on this level here as well, just to see how price reacts to that if we get there. Okay, so here, kind of an exhaustion candle. Yeah, we've come down. It's not overly bigger than this one, but it is a fair wick on the bottom of there. So as prices come down there, that's a sign that we're going to head up temporarily. There we go. And we've hit the top again. Let's move that up, because price hasn't held out of that area. Okay, that's not an exhaustion candle. It's too small compared to the previous one. And you can see that wasn't an exhaustion candle because we've headed up. Then boom. Wow, look at that drop. That could have been Brexit time. Okay, so we've seen a massive drop. Now that signifies a big sellers are in that now. That price has come up, and we can see here I've got something marked on here from a previous level. So we're kind of coming up to this previous zone. And the big boys have gone, right, there's our time, let's get in. Now they've probably they've been collecting around here, and they've probably got big orders stacked up here, and the price has gone boom away. Okay, so you could then, if you saw this happening, you could sell on the bottom end. Okay, or you could look to sell on that pullback. Yeah. Now look, you still got that move. So if you'd sold here, you still picked up a fair move. There we go. Yeah, it still picked up 725 on that move down. Okay. So let's carry on and see what the market wants to do next. So we've made this lower high from here, and we've now made a lower low. Now the problem is here, from here down to here, we've come up. Okay, it's not looking good. The momentum's faded. We've lost some of them sellers, these big sellers here. What these now want to see is that price maybe pop up some more, and then they start adding to the sells. So we've gone sideways, which is a good sign that the market may change direction. Right. There we go. Okay, so we've now gone. I want to extend this one because it could prove to be a big zone. And what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to mark out this area that we're sitting in now. Okay, I'm going to extend them along again. This is exactly what I would do. So far, I've not really been wrong about anything that's going on in this market. It's times like this that a lot of guys need to learn that you don't trade, okay, when it's doing this kind of thing, because you're getting trapped. You might see a higher high, yeah, and a higher low, and get trapped into it for the market, for these guys just to be thinking, right, yeah, now we're going to add to themselves, okay. Okay, so we've seen a breakout now. So you could initially, if you wanted to, because you've just come down and you've not really seen any pullback, which is a good sign there's momentum there, so you could start to sell on the breakout, or you could wait and see if there's a pullback. And there we go, my chart decided to jump on again. I don't want to see what's going on, I'm just going to try and continue. Where were we? Okay, so we was here. Exhaustion candle, possibly, but there's still sellers there. Yep, still finished bearish. Okay, so we're going sideways now. So we may pop up. There we go, pop up. So now people may be thinking, well, I've got a higher high and I've got a higher low. Is this a good time to be buying the market? They're thinking, well, yeah, we've seen this is what I get taught all the time. We've got to buy this. What I'm seeing is we've got a lot of sellers waiting around this level. Okay, so we flatten out, and they're adding to their sales, and I can see here what I feel is I can see a drop. Yeah, but we're still consolidating really. But all we're seeing here, as soon as we come up to this level, is those sellers add to their positions. Okay, so we're going sideways again. There we go. You see how we're just jumping from zone to zone? So we come down, and I'd expect to see another move like that down. But you've got to remember what happened first is you had this high low pattern. Yeah, lower high, lower high, lower low. Yeah, and we're not seeing that just yet on this one. Okay, so we had that 1, 2, 3, 4. We've not really seen it so far, possibly around about here. Okay, so we've popped up, what I can see there, we've popped up. And we've just touched into that area. Okay, just seeing what's going on. Seeing if them sellers are still there, still hanging about. Yeah, so we're trying to pop up. Now this is getting interesting here because we are looking like there's a turn in the market. Yeah, we're getting no pullbacks. Yeah, so what we'd now be looking for, we're seeing that bend, moving average crossover. What we'd now be looking for is for this to die out. For this trend just to fizzle out a little bit. And there we go. As you can see, it's nice and strong, and then it started to die and bend over. So now what we're looking for is a turn in the market. We're looking for lower high and a lower low before selling. Okay, because it doesn't like this zone. You can see it doesn't like the zone. There we go. Now this is a point here where you'd probably look to get into the market. That pullback there, it's not too deep, and I'd sell that. Yeah, even if it goes wrong, there we go. I could have possibly stopped out or possibly taken money out here. Yeah, I'd have probably, when you look at this, depending on the risk to reward, if that was at 1-to-1, which it looks like it was more than, I'd have probably made a profit on that and then let the rest run and get stopped out. So again, it's looking like we've turned, but the price is heading up. It's stopped these guys out. Yeah, if we've got in there, it stopped us out. And now it may look to start to gain some more sales before pushing lower. So we're coming up. If you remember here, this was the big drop we're coming up to now. Yep. So here, let's extend this sign across because this is quite an important area. Where were we? We were here. So the market again is entered into this range area, and whoa, what we've seen a push up. Okay, so we could have, what we've seen here, we've seen a higher low and higher high. Yeah, we could have looked to buy one of them pullbacks now. Yeah, maybe after this zone, so we could have looked at put our buy on the outside. And it's looking to go up and test that upper range that we've got marked out. Now, what we've seen here, exhaustion candle. Yeah, and we start to enter a sideways move. So now what I would expect is the market to head down. That's what I'd expect. It doesn't mean I'm going to be right, and I'm not right all the time. But there we go. Yeah, perfect. That was a perfect way of looking at that. So you saw we started to go sideways. We saw an exhaustion candle. Remember, it's bigger than the last one. And then we start to go down. Normally what you need to see is you want to see a bit of sideways movement at the top before selling. So this now what we're looking at, is this again a change in direction, or are we going to pick up some sales from here? Okay, so you'd have probably got out the move where, well, there's loads of opportunity there. You might have exited one here, you might have actually sold again here, you might have sold again here because it's looking quite healthy, that move. So you'd have made quite a bit of money there. Now the question is, would you have sold here, because this could be classed as a pullback? So no, I probably wouldn't have, because it's pulled back quite a bit. Okay, so I'd have waited at this moment. This is where your patience comes in, and I'd have waited to see what the market wanted to do next. And we can see we're going sideways, so we could actually now, we can mark out that zone. But what we're also starting to see is a bottom range. Okay, so let's see how that plays out. So just entering the bottom range. No, popped into the top, that's fine. Still not seeing really any high lows. Well, there we go, we've got one here. So we've come up and we've got high low. I wouldn't bother really getting into that move. I don't like the look of it. Okay, we're just going to go up, test that. And what we remember here, there was a lot of sellers. Okay, so again, we're not really doing much. We're coming back up to test that. Sellers are stepping in. There we go. We've broken through, and we're starting to see higher highs, okay, and higher lows. Now, not liking the look of it. We're coming up. Slow down of the move there with that green candle with the wick. See this one? Sorry, that's in the way. Slow down there, and we're getting into that previous range. There we are, we're back into that previous range. We've gone sideways, and now we're going to make a move down. That's what I would say. Let's see if we do. Yeah, we're making lower highs. Okay, now that's stopped. So we did make a move down, and we're making lower highs, but it's now it's stopped a little bit. Okay, it's slowed down. So now I need to wait again and see where we're going. We're coming up to pick up those sales again. If we start seeing a lower high, a lower low, then we can start to get into the market. But really what I want to see now is a break from this area and look to head back down to this area. There we go, perfect. So lower high here, yeah, lower low. Lower high, no pullback. I'm just coming down. It looks like it's going to be further actually. There we go. Nice, lovely move. Now we're back into that zone, so we're trying to make up our minds. Well, should we be at this zone or should we head back up? What the big players are thinking is, well, I'm not going to sell here now. So the big sellers are stepping out of the market. What we can now see is a higher high, higher low, and possibly try and come back up, okay, to test this lower end. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we could see that happen, because if we do, we see these guys possibly step in again. Now, the market seems to be thinking it's not strong, that downtrend there, because we're popping up a lot, okay? There's not a lot there. And these guys aren't stepping in yet. These aren't stepping in, not until they see some more value. Okay, so we've seen a higher low, higher high. Just playing around at the moment. It's not really sure what to do. It's kind of stuck in this area here, this previous range here that I've pulled along, and it's touching into this bottom range. So let's see where we go. Can't really trade this market right here. This isn't doesn't look great. Do you remember where those big boys are? The ones that are waiting to sell. That's right. So you've got some here that may be seeing this as value now. You see the slowdown. Yeah, not a lot between here and here. So some of these may be stepping in to sell again. There we go, and we've gone down, and there you could, depending on risk to reward, seen a nice move down with a small pullback. Now, I'd be a bit concerned about this level here. So you could come down to that level. There we go, come down, touched it, and off we go. Yeah, so it looks like we've got some buyers down at that level. Will we break it? Who knows? Let's have a look. If we do, there we go. And now if we make a lower high, would be a good sell. That's not good enough for me. That one there, that's not good enough for me. And neither's that one. So I wouldn't have sold. Even though the market's moving down, and even though I thought the market was going to good move break through, I wouldn't have sold that. However, could sell around here. I'm going to have to pull that out because it might be a previous level here. There we go. So I wouldn't have sold that because I'd have been looking further afield. Just going to remark that level now. Don't forget, these guys are still sitting there thinking, I don't want to be selling, I want this to come up. But you've now got these guys here that are thinking, oh, yeah, I could buy this again because we went up to here last time. Okay, so now it's a question of the buyers jumping in. There we go, the buyers are in. These guys down the bottom, like I said, you could have bought on a pullback. And you could have bought on this pullback. Okay. Now it's tricking you. Yeah, lower highs. People start thinking it's a sell. It's not a sell market, not just yet. It's a buy still. Yeah, so we've come up. And there we go. We've popped back up into territory where these guys want to start selling the market. So now we start to think, well, let's look for opportunities to sell. So these guys got trapped. Big time. But now as we come up to here, we can start looking for the sells, and we want to look for a nice smooth transition, a nice move. There we go. Pullback's too high. Don't want to be selling yet. This is COVID. Yeah, so what you would do, this changes. So when you see situations like this, you're not initially looking for those lower highs, lower lows. you can see that's a strong trend. It's blatant. Yeah, there's no two ways about it. That market is going. Yeah, so you could then look at changing what you're doing, so not looking for the lower highs, lower lows, but you've popped up into seller's territory anyway, and actually sell on the break here down, because the chances are if you come back into this range anyway, you're going to come to the bottom end as well. So you could get good risk to reward on that one. I wouldn't sell this pullback. Wouldn't sell that. I'd say what you've done is step into buyer territory down here, and you've made a lower high. Oh, and that brings us up to today's date. So then you'd be looking to come back up to this level. Right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. Any feedback I'd appreciate. And I'm going to try and do a live trading session on lower time frames this week. It's not something I've ever done before live, but I'll give it a go. Cheers, guys. Bye.